All right, it looks like we are live. Let me just double check. Yes, we are good. All right. Christopher Likes already in the chat saying happy Sunday, GeoPimps and Ewan. Awesome Montreal video, Ewan. Let's get 200. Thank you. I do appreciate it, Christopher Like. Let's get 200. Cat Santa just saw the video too. That's an awesome vid. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's editing that was the bane of my existence. And it's yeah. Il Tired saying hello. Awesome video. Thank you, Il Tired. I appreciate it. Okay, sun's to the southwest. So northern hemisphere, probably Kenya. Because it's very clearly Africa. Left-hand drive, which means it knocks out West Africa. So, yeah. Il Tired roasting my French pronunciation. You know what's funny, Il Tired? I actually cut the part out. It's, if you go back and watch it, the part where I'm speaking French, I, like, cut it. Where I say, you know, parlez-vous anglais? And it cuts. And then it resumes with the other guy talking, and you'd think like, oh, he's just, you know, cutting a pause out, you know, for brevity. No, I actually made that cut because I say parlez-vous anglais. So I was like, you know what, people don't need to know that, and sliced it there. Sammy Marcos saying it's nice to see you post the video even though you didn't complete the challenge. Good to be reminded. Good to be reminded we try and we don't always finish the mission. C'est la vie. Thank you. I appreciate it. I wish I could have done it, but yeah, it doesn't always happen. WD saying, yo, what's up, chat? The traveler influencer era is back on track. 100% it is back on track. We are good. Oh, what's this? That's a cow. NHR 72. Is there a 72 in Kenya? I'm not going to look around that in depth. Yeah, okay. Keep going. But Sammy Marco saying if you had to do that for COVID, you could have waited a few days to heal or paid someone to drive you. Yeah, those I mean, who knows how that would have happened. It's come on. Yeah, who knows? Also in my head at the time I was like, that's not that far. It was pretty far. Freezite saying hi all, great video, Ewan. I'm here to support my boys' foot-centric content. Kidding, but funny. Yeah, that was... Actually got to see the foot this time. It was crazy. I think Kenyan plates are yellow. But no, I was going to say something. So, when looking at this, it's a Spectre. This is random. Also, what's with this truck? This is, like, not this, but the truck we're on. I don't know that. I don't love using, like, truck meta, but I can't say I know this truck. Oh, Cat saying I didn't know Freezite was in defeat. But Cat saying it's like the bus in Kenya. Is that the bus we saw that was, like, Taliban bus? What was it? What was it that one time? What was that weird bus? Does anyone remember that? What that was? W6 saying Slay Queen spotted. Actually, I think these might be Ugandan plates. I don't know. This is for 200 though. There's no room for YOLOs here, no room for mistakes. Bumper sticker? Nope. Darn. Sammy Marco saying it was cool to hear how this led to the channel and everything in Scotland. Yeah, thank you. I thought that was I felt like it was really necessary context for the whole thing, because that was going through. That's what was going through my head the whole time. Was like, well, I mean, that's where the concept came from, and I was like, this is really cool. You know, it's like almost 5 years on from that at this point. It's, at least at the time it was. It's over 5 now, which is crazy. And it was like, you know, I was like, I would not be in this room right now had that not happened. I had no idea what my life would be. It's so much of it. It was such a critical point that I like no idea what life would be. I absolutely would not have a YouTube channel. It's almost certain about that. But okay, Cat's saying I forget what those are called. They designed them in Kenya. Freesight saying I'm not a zoomer. Okay, Freesight saying looks very dry for Uganda. I would agree with that. Yeah, okay, W Dig remembers the bus that I was talking about. Do you remember what it was on? Do you remember what it was called there? What it was on, what it was called. Do you remember what it was called? What words were on that vehicle? We need to move these to like midday, so my brain's actually working. I'm not actually going to, but But yeah, Sammy Marco asking if Freesight is Gen Alpha. Freesight saying, Sammy, I'm an old man. I yell at clouds and kids playing on my lawn. Amazing. Iltired saying, the surprise you didn't have a headlamp for those night shots. I didn't think I'd be out at night. It's probably just bad math on my part, but I thought I'd fly. I did not expect to be out at night. And and if I did, I thought I'd be in a lit area. Yeah. Meh. But Cat's saying, Freesight, you're not old. And Semi Marco saying, wait, the channel brought you to NYC. No, but like the domino effect of it all. Like the way, you know, that made A happen, which made B happen, which made C happen, which made... And now we're at, like, Q. So it's like... Oop. Maybe something on this car. Anything helpful? That steering wheel. Were there colors on that steering wheel? Ah, this is Romania. Clearly, we got the Romanian flag. Can't believe we were doing Kenya. Alright. Good with that? JK. Oh, Freesight makes a good point. No, that's Moldova. I forgot they share colors. Well, so does Chad. Yeah, exactly, W-Dig. Anti-Romania Chad. And Christopher Life getting very deep. The decisions we make will always dictate the life we lead. Freesight saying, Christopher Life, you mean what we do in life echoes in eternity. Very, very deep. Very deep tonight. But, yeah, going on. Oh, Andorra too. Andorra. Yep, good point. But as Iltired saying, too flat. Not enough Spanish. That's... Well, I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense. So safaris. So we're definitely in the area that... this, like, is Kenya. Just can't prove it. Simi Marco saying the shot in Central Asia at the end was so funny. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Is the foot completely good? No, the foot is not completely good. I have to send that video to my physical therapist tomorrow. He'll get a chuckle out of it. See him twice a week. It was hurting so bad today. I think I read multiple comments as I was leaving the pool yesterday. I'm walking home and I'm like, let's look at the video's doing. And I see multiple comments. They're like, hope the foot's good. Hope the foot's good. Meanwhile, my foot was in agony yesterday. Ooh, it's highlighted in the blue map. That's a good point. Let's go back and look. Miss Menuet saying hi all. Hello, Menuet. Welcome in. By any chance, do you see anything highlighted on this map? I don't think anything is. No. Cool. That's it. Ill-Tired saying I had to try to comment and upvote for the algorithm. No, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Spam that like button, comment, and like. What did you think of this? What's it? What are the ones where they're like, what did you think about like insert most random thing ever to generate? Oh, back of the truck. Okay, yep, we can go back. What was I talking about? Oh, Kat saying the houseboat you stayed in was amazing. The houseboat was awesome. That was so funny to me. It was like, it was a little bit more expensive, but I was like, it's too funny. I could stay at an actual hotel or I could stay at a houseboat. It was like, I'm 100% staying. That was the smallest shower I've ever been in. Yeah, back is just this. Sunagura, Sako. Union Jack. Marlal Safaris. I don't know where Marlal is. Maybe. Well, we're north of the equator. I don't know. Inside the yellow boxes. Just the same thing. There's really nothing helpful here. Like, I wish there was, but there isn't. Maybe that. But, I don't know. Sammy Marco asking, why are you going to Australia with a bad foot? We worry for you. Well, I'd have a bad foot. I could have a bad foot here, or I could have a bad foot in Australia. Doesn't make much difference to me where the foot hurts. It just hurts. Every video that comes out over the next however long will be done on this foot, like the bad foot. Okay, Freezite saying NG symbol is Nilotic syllable. My guess is Kenya. I'm happy to go with that. How do others feel? Christopher likes, and this might be the ancestral home of Mzee Jomo Kenyatta. Who is that? Oh, the 6 hours later transition got me. Yeah. It was, I actually got an extra hour sleep that night because it was daylight. Whatever one adds an hour. Or did I lose an hour? No, I gained an hour of sleep. It was perfect. But, oh, okay, Freezite saying the problem is it might be Tanzania, but we're north of the equator. The sun is to the southwest. Oh, founder of the country of Kenya. Is Kenya named after him? I never knew that. Yeah, just a dude. Yeah, exactly. Cat's asking, does Tanzania have coverage? Okay. Jomo Kenyatta is the name of the Nairobi airport. Gotcha. More you know. Freezite saying, would you bet a 200 streak on the perceived sun position? I wouldn't. I would. The sun doesn't lie. Except one time, I think. Okay, Kenya was named from Mount Kenya. Okay, that makes sense. So it's... I assume it's like Mount Kenya, and then the name Kenya comes from that, and... Yeah. It's a whole... Comes from one place, and then the web of other names come from the one place. Very articulate. Semi Marco saying Amtrak started a new service today between Mobile, Alabama, and New Orleans. Isn't it, isn't it less of a new service and more of finally restoring the service post-Katrina? 21 years after Katrina. We've seen multiple different plates. That's one confusing thing about this. Iltard saying, wonder if there's GeoGuessr Street View coverage during an eclipse. When you can't see the sun, though you can still see it. Interesting. We can look that up. Street view coverage during eclipse. Oh, yep. A Google Street View car captured images within the path of totality in Maryland Heights, Missouri. Continued driving, blah, blah, blah. Okay, how do we get to that? What's the address? Oh, that's insane. Wait, okay. 2109. What does that say? Anyone make that out? No, stop. Give me the address. Here we go. View on Google Maps. It's a totally valid link. Alright, and then see more dates. August 2017 was the eclipse. Where do we have to go? This is sick! Wait, that is insane! Iltard, that was the coolest possible suggestion. I'm so glad this exists. That is so cool. Iltard saying did not mean to cause a tangent. But that was worth the tangent. That was wild. Nakuru. Anyone know where that is? I mean, but trucks move. So, I don't know. Iltard saying you said the sun didn't lie. Okay, when the sun is not in an eclipse. Also, I mean, you can still see the eclipse. It's where's the eclipse in the sky. But Iltard saying, whoa, Katrina can drink now. Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? But Sammy Marco saying, yes, technically, but the train that used to run was long distance. Okay, this is a 3-hour train right now. That's quick. Yeah, Cat saying in East Africa, safari trucks that cross different borders. This is the East African Union now, right? That's Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, Tanzania, right? So I imagine that's fairly open. But Menuet asking, is there an... Oh, wait, Nakuru... Oh. Thank you, WDig. So Nakuru is right here in Kenya. How do we feel about Kenya? Menuet asking, is there an MRL highway in Kenya like the little brown road signs show? So I don't think so, because they all seem to be letters, numbers... Like letters and numbers and then just numbers. So I don't know. Okay, Cat saying democracy. Let's do some democracy. Kenya. Question mark. Start poll. There we go. But Christopher likes saying the same eclipse I was in the path of total darkness. I vaguely remember that one. I remember slightly not being in it. So did it go through the Carolinas? Okay, yeah, 5 votes for yes. Let's do it. Nice. We are in Kenya, and wait, we are just above the equator. The sun never lies. Also 200. Let's go. Woo. Can I do does it do this anymore? No, it doesn't. Stop doing that. Remember I used to be able to like emote? Man. Sorry, state of technology. Alright. Is this Spain or the Balkans? Woo! Alright, end poll. Sammy Marco saying, I wish I could have seen last spring's eclipse. I don't remember there being an eclipse last spring. I remember us all talking about it, but I don't remember the eclipse. No, I remember now. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, yeah. Sun to the south. 60 kilometers per hour. Yeah, I remember now. Okay, yep. Kat saying I went to Ontario for that. I remember that now. I remember going outside briefly, not really seeing. I think I took a picture of it with my phone and then came back inside. This is Mexico. Why is it Mexico, you may ask? Front plate, in line with. It's a North American front plate. Mexican cars have front plates. I mean, the car. It's just, it looks very. It's just like a Mexican looking car. They all are. Landscape is aligned. It uses kilometers. Northern Hemisphere, it just tracks. Sammy Marco saying, wait. Soul. Beer meta. Sammy Marco saying I was in 10th grade during the 27 eclipse. The 2017 eclipse was cool. Love that. And, yeah, the one with the funny glasses. Alright, yeah. People are good with Mexico. Let's do it. Awesome. This is Malaysia? No. Philippines. Yeah, Philippines. W Dig saying my coworkers and I were scrambling to get eclipse glasses. We got them like 10 minutes before. Yikes. Buzzer beater. Did you not like... I mean, we all knew it was... Oh no, that's a Malaysian flag. Yeah, Cat saying not Philippines. That's Bahasa. Alright. Well, do we want to do Malaysia? El Tired saying I saw 2017, 2024. Got great photos with my telescope in 2024. Was actually almost near the border. Was actually up near the border Ewan almost made it to. No, that's still Mexico because I'm looking at Arturo Hernandez's comment. Gotta find Malaysia. There we go. Let's do Malaysia. Love it. 202. Oh. Freezite saying, if it's Bahasa, isn't it Indonesia? No. I don't have an answer for that, but I already clicked Malaysia. And we know. Well, we know it's Malaysia now, because I got it right. Yeah, exactly. Guess not. Okay. So, Radovish. And yeah, oh, I hate this letter. I don't know this letter. I think we're in Macedonia. North Macedonia, that is. MK, Macedonia. Yep, W Dig saying Macedonia. What is it again? Radovish. There it is, Radovish. Boom. Any objections to that? W Dig saying Macedonia with question marks. Cat saying yeah, North Macedonia. Yep, the MK on truck. Alright, let's do it. Nice. Ah, yes. Random Slovenia, Croatia. Mimo Dopravni Oblosh. I'm not going to try to keep going there. Ooh, excuse me. No. Yeah, Cat saying Czech or Slovakia. I would go more Slovakia here. This feels like a weird mix of Polish and Hungarian, and what's in between those two? Slovakia. So that's what I would do here, but let's go through town. Sammy Marco saying being able to read Cyrillic feels like a superpower. In fairness, that sign was in dual script, but it is fun. It's fun reading Cyrillic and being like, aha, I can read this. And like, it feels it's not hard to pick up. Like you could start on Monday and pretty much have it down by Sunday. You'd have it down by Sunday. But it feels so cool to look at something written in Cyrillic and be like, yeah, I can read that. Yeah, exactly, Cats. That letter earlier isn't in Russian Cyrillic. That's what I was saying I didn't like it, because I have no idea what it means. Though I guess I could have just compared it to the word above it. Or, well, except the word above it might make a weird sound, like, so, the town, Radovish, Radovis, that S with that, I only know what that means, like, I only know how to pronounce that letter because of how this letter here at the end is pronounced in Cyrillic. And I realize this is probably super small on your screen, but if you can see that, because that kind of very blocky W makes a sh sound. So that's how I know this is Radovish. So I guess it wouldn't translate directly just from, because it's another, because I don't know what sound letters make. Yeah, okay, here it is. So this N is that I, and then the E is the E there. So we could rationalize, well, the E makes like a yeah sound. So in theory, I guess you get the yeah in the J here. So this letter should mean nj. That should be how that letter's pronounced. Nj. So there we go. I did figure it out. Long walk for a short drink of milk. Christopher likes saying, I've been watching old videos of nanobites riding an e-bike through Serbia, Albania, Montenegro, and Kosovo. Fun seeing those towns I see on GeoGuessr. Nanobites. I gotta check that out. Plovatek. Duval. Yeah, I don't know. Plotovek. Oh, I'm not gonna go too in depth here. Nope, don't see it. Keep on going. Boop, boop, boo. Alright, so Detin. Okay, Simi Marco saying the C with a thing usually makes a ch sound, and the S with the thing usually makes the sh sound. Yeah, I know the C one from soccer, because so many Croatian athletes end with that C, and you know that it's a ch sound. Detin. Another thing, I don't know if I mentioned this, I had an eye exam a couple weeks ago, and the thing with learning another alphabet, where the same letters, like the exact same letters make different sounds than in English, and are called different things. I was sitting there doing the eye exam, and I'm like, this person probably thinks I'm an idiot. I'm looking at, like, a Y, trying to remember, like, what a Y is. Because whenever I'm looking at that letter on its own, as of recent, it's been an oo. And I'm like, Yeah. Fun antidote. Freezite saying, I'm doing some gardening right now. If you need some translation help with this stuff, I know, shout out. I'll be listening for a while. Cool beans, Freezite. Cool beans. I will shout out if we need you. Or if we have some trees we need identifying. But Iltired saying, what time zone? Freezite, it's dark here on the east coast of the U.S. Don't want to dox Freezite by saying, nope, can't read any of this. Don't think any of us can. Okay, Christopher likes saying he's doing one now where he's traveling on an e-bike from Poland to the top of Norway. Cat saying, I think Freezite is west coast. Okay, that's a 180 road. They're gonna have similar roads. Yeah, it's the same system. It's the exact same system. Of course it is. Unless... No. Okay. The mountain in that, I wasn't sure if the mountain is on the flag. But that's Slovenia's that looks like that. Right there. We continue on through the town. Up? Yeah, let's go up. We'll go round. What's going on here? Words I can't read. This is fun. Let's... Thought that was a flag for a second. But what did everybody get up to this week? It seems this is our forever round this time. Yeah, exactly, cats. This town isn't really nationalistic. There are no flags. It's frustrating. And I guess flags are kind of... It's not cheating, but it's kind of giving up. But at the same time, it's like... you know, we have it down to a couple places. But Christopher like saying, it's funny seeing him try to sleep at night. Sun's still out at 12 a.m. on the Poland to the top of Norway e-bike trip. What's the route for that? So is it like... Basically, which ferry is being taken? Is it like that, or is it like that? How's that working? Ooh. Super dehydrated. AM, as always, popping in to say you are an American hero. I appreciate it. AM, go check out the new video if you haven't. Oh, we went through Estonia. That's not the answer I expected. But I guess that makes sense. That's completely not what I expected. I did see a really funny thing. It was either today or yesterday, but it was like, that just reminded me of this. It was like how flat earthers think Japan attacked Pearl Harbor, and it's like all the way around. And I was just thinking of wacky routes because I was like, that did not immediately occur to me. Keep on moving. I'm just insanely dehydrated because I don't know if you can tell, but I'm quite sunburnt. When my face isn't even the worst of it, it's my legs. But when, not snowboard, surfing this morning, and got absolutely cooked. I was at the point where I was like almost napping on my board. I was full on like face on the board like that, just kind of letting the waves carry. And then I picked my head back up and I was going to bump into people, so I was like, nope. Yeah, Sammy Marcus saying, get some water, Ewan. All good, I got it right here. Been down in it. And Klumska. Menuet saying, I was very adventurous and flew down to Seattle to take a cruise to Alaska. I want to take the ferry, but the cruise was less expensive and included food. How does that work? That the cruise is less expensive than the ferry? Also, how long does that take? Because that sounds like a blast. I know you've done that kind of stuff before. Oh, it's check. It's check. Christopher likes saying it's check. How do you know? How do you know? Oh, my eye. I'm happy to believe you, but keep going. I'm not going to try it. Okay. Christopher likes saying the language on the sign is Czech. Where is this town? I have no idea. Looking for it. Looking for it. Still don't see it. Yeah, WDig's saying that city below has to be a bigger one, but it's blurred. Yeah, I can't read that. Nope, not what I was trying to do. Come on. Amazing. Alright. Wam Krusek. I don't know. I've got no idea. Let's go this way. Minuet's saying it's a shame for Alaska because the ferry's supposed to be our highway. Okay. Round trip of the ferry was costing out of $1,000 more than the cruise. That's insane. Okay, Cat's making a good point. Check for Highway 184. It doesn't seem like the highways go that high. Oh, okay, it was an 8-day cruise. That makes more sense. It's gonna be like, geez, that's insane. But what's the ferry then? If that's an 8-day cruise, what's the ferry? Yeah, I can't find... Oh, nope, there we go. There's that massive highway numbers. Do I... Excuse me, have this in Slovakia? Yeah, 591. Awesome. Come on, keep going. Going and going and going and going and going. In the tunnel of trees. Really just hanging out in the Czechoslovak countryside. Zooming around. Nothing helpful on... Wait. Nope, nothing helpful in the car. Keep on going. Just going and going and going and going. Ooh, I did finally book all my shed nice. Awesome. Did finally book all my hostels for Australia. So I'm excited to share those images once it's done with them. Well, once I'm done with them, once I'm back from the trip. Oh, here we go. That's easy. Yep, that's good enough for me. I want the round to be done. Boom. We good with the Czechia? Yep, Christopher likes saying south of Pilsen, Czechia. Let's do it. Menuet saying the cruise was solo on NCL Bliss, with drinks and dining was $1,300 to $1,500 with the extras. Alaska ferry round trip from Ketchikan, where the cabin was going to be $2,500. That is wild. Wow. I wonder why there's such a big difference. Like, is it operating costs? One of them's just more efficient than the other. You know, what is happening there? Because I'd assume the ferry is subsidized as well, so I don't know where that different. This is Dutch, but I mean, we knew this was the Netherlands or Belgium already. Dutch plate. Semi Marco asking when is the Australia trip? It is. These are Dutch plates. This is the Netherlands. Anyone object? Yeah, Semi Marco saying Netherlands. Cat saying Netherlands vibes. Yeah, Australia trip is leaving Labor Day weekend. Excuse me. So if you go on the stream schedule on the Discord, you can see. Yeah, they'll say .nl. Yeah, any objections? You can see the August 31st stream is canceled because I'll be not here. And then the September 7th. Yeah? 7th? 6th or 7th, whenever that one would be. That one is moved to the Tuesday. Not the Monday, because I have Russian on Mondays. But, alright, Netherlands, let's do it. Okay, Middle East. That looks like an Israeli plate. And there's Hebrew. This is Israel. Let's just double check. Maybe not. Yeah, I don't think this is Israel. Whoops. Yeah, this is not Israel. Yeah, Cat's saying that's not Hebrew. Menuet saying, well, you'll still be in Australia in their winter. Yes, I know. But I looked at the temperatures. It's like 70 during the day and then 50 at night, which is perfect. I prefer that. Because it's going to be like... It's wandering around Sydney at first, and then... Okay, yeah, Christopher likes saying technically Ewan will be there during the spring. Yeah, like walking around Sydney, hiking in Tasmania. We do some snorkeling. I'm like, no, that's really weather dependent, and I prefer to not be there during the blistering heat. So, I'll be chilling. But Christopher likes saying, I stayed in a Melbourne hostel for 3 weeks, $20 a night. That's nice. This looks slightly different. Okay, Cat's saying Oman. Oh, Oman oil. Okay, that makes sense. Alright. Good with Oman? Cat's asking, have you been to Australia before? No, that's the entire point. Is doing 7 continents by 27. That's why I was complaining for the longest time about not wanting to do Australia, because I was like, I don't feel like it, but I have to be able to do all the continents. But I'm genuinely excited now, except that it's going to cost a lot of money. Alright, cool. All good. And I think I might need to get a new computer, because I noticed there's about a day of editing that got added on because my computer was just really freaking out. I think I mentioned this last week too, so it might have... I think this might have happened 2 separate times, where when I was trying to export, things would just get really messed up, and now I've gone into the. There was one night, like, you get writer's block, and then you're like, okay, write something else, or I assume people kind of know that feeling. I did that once or twice with that video and just started editing the Argentina one. So I went into the project file for the Argentina one, and it was kind of messing up some of the graphics, and that happened. I exported the video. It was like I watched the video back Friday evening before, walking away and saying, okay, this is good. And there was one little thing I caught. It was an export error. And I was like, you're absolutely kidding me. So went in and fixed it, re-exported that overnight, watched it again in the morning, and it was messed up again. A different part had a render error. And so I literally like canceled my plans for the morning and just sat here freaking out. This looks TN. This is Baltic. Yeah. W Dick saying Estonia here. Cat saying Estonia. Yeah, Sammy Marco making a good point. A lot of Eastern Europe this week. I don't know if the Baltics really count, but did anyone see anything like 100% Estonia specific, or do we just know Baltics? So I was like sitting here freaking out, trying to get it done. And then eventually I got it to finish without any export errors. And was like, okay, done, not touching it. It's up, walking away. I was like, cool. This is finally done. I'm walking away. I'm going swimming, and just done. W Dixon not complaining about the Baltic rounds. Viljandi sounds Estonian. Cat saying Baltic vibes. Tallinn. Yep, that's an Estonian. Oh, we're in Estonia. Good catch, y'all. The cat saying I reached 7 continents way later than you, but managed to go to 7 continents within a 2-year period. That's sick. I'll have done that as well, actually. In 2025, I will have done 6. Which is ridiculous. Yeah. Where's all my money going? Why do I not feel like buying a new computer? What happened to my money? I went to 6 continents. Yeah, Cat saying, let me know what your plan is for Antarctica. No idea yet. Yen. So, I mean, we're in Japan. But. Christopher Lexon is a flight, I think, in Melbourne or Sydney that does a round trip over Antarctica but doesn't land there. Yep. Just goes back to the airport. I've seen that. I've thought of that. People suggested that to me, and I'm just like, no, I want to go. Yeah, Cat's saying Japan. Let's just do Japan. Yeah, Cat's saying W. Dick and I knew our Baltic experts right here. Il Tired saying, just be careful not to slip on ice in Antarctica. This is Luxembourg. Don't worry about that, because I'm very conscious of that, because I don't know if you can really see. I can't even angle my... Can I get it on the camera? Where even is it? Yeah, you can't see it. I've got a scar on my hand from doing something similar on rocks. But yeah, this is Luxembourg. Like it just is. It's the yellow plates. This is French over here. The kind of pastel colored houses. It is Luxembourg. Can I just do it? Do we all trust that? I trust it. This is Luxembourg. We can even look at the bus. It's be like Lux bus. Yep. .lu. Nope, that's Germany. Yikes. Cat saying this is Senegal. Is it? Is that a minaret, or am I? This is not Senegal. Yeah, the jump scare. My bad. Yeah, you almost gave me a heart attack. Where's Nirna? But Yeah, Cat saying TBH, I didn't start traveling until I was 28, so you're doing way better than me. Yeah, I mean, everyone picks up new hobbies at different ages. You've done, I have no idea how old you are right now, but I mean, you're in the 70s now, right? In terms of countries visited. W. Dig saying South Africa. Huis looks Afrikaans. I would agree with that, yeah. Cat's also saying South Africa. Well, let's go to the airport tower then, if we think it's an airport tower. Okay, yes, 72. Yeah, that's crazy. No matter what age you started at, that's more than most people will ever have. So many people don't have passports. Okay. Eltard saying Huis is like house in German. Christopher likes saying South African fences. Good point. I'm happy to go with it. Okay, W. Dick saying Afrikaans English on signs. Let's do it. Nice. Yeah, Freezite saying I should be rolling my eyes right now, but I won't because I too have spent all my money on trips. Yeah. I figure... I don't know. Okay, so... I try to balance it in my head of like... Everybody I know who is older than me... Everyone who I talk to on a regular basis who's older than me... When I voice this concern to them of like... My money go poof. They're like, this is the age to do it. Don't freak out. You're smart. You're gonna keep making money. It's not going away forever. Do it while you're 25. Game Sanctuary, no honey. This kind of feels like the States. No, it doesn't. 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 Ignore that statement. .ie. LE? IE is Ireland. I'm a moron. Are we good with Ireland, and can we forget about the thing I said about this looking like the US? It was the one house. It was the McMansion that kind of made it look like that. Yeah, Cat saying... yeah, everyone's saying Ireland. Okay, cool. Yeah, Cat saying they do the expedition ship from Ushuaia to Antarctica. They're the cheapest and do landings. Yeah, that's... what I'm gonna do of just looking at different boats and like dates and such, and you know, not YOLOing away all my money before then, because it's the phone a friend Lebanese person that I tried getting on here one time to help us. I've talked to him about going to Lebanon. He's like, literally just tell me when you go and I'll go with you. I'll be your guide. And it's like, oh, long weekend in Lebanon? It's like, that's money. Sleems hopping in saying, hey, good to see you, Sleems. Welcome in. Yeah, W Dig, I'm thinking Norway, Iceland, or even Faroes ever? Yeah, Cat saying cheapest to Antarctica is the end of season of every ship in mid-March. That's when I went. Okay. I hadn't thought of that. Oxfag. I don't know. But, yeah, W. Dig saying, wait, Lebanon would be so cool. Yeah, the thinking is flying to Beirut, rent a bicycle. Maybe I should stop talking. I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna stop talking. Anyway, Menuet saying, I know it's not your style, but I have a couple friends who took a cruise to Antarctica. They said with flights, other transportations, and hotels, the trip cost them $9,000. That's it? I've seen it for much more expensive than that. But Sammy Marcos saying long weekend in Lebanon is an insane sentence. Hey, it's how much of the world can we see on as little PTO as possible? That's the plan. Sammy Marco, where would you get the idea that I'm gonna bike to Syria? I never said that. I really hope nobody who knows me is watching this, because I'm gonna get a text afterward like, yo. But Christopher likes saying, if you go down there, I would go to Port Williams too. Okay, I'll look at it. There's a lot of Ushuaia I would want to see. Or no, Ushuaia is the city. It's the Tierra del Fuego that I'd want to see, but I don't know if time would allow. That's the problem. But Sleem's saying video was great, Ewan. Thank you, Sleems. I appreciate it. Well, 10. But Sleem's saying Norway, surely. Cat saying mine was cheaper than that, but it was 2019. Yeah. I feel like any prices pre-pandemic are kind of not representative of, like, fairly off base at this point. Okay. Cats is saying, is this northern Norway? Maybe. I could see it being it 100%. What are these cars up here? There we go. It's Norway. That's the Norwegian green plate. Boom, done. It's that easy. Yep, northern Norway. That is northern Norway. But yeah, W Dig was saying, okay, this is Greece. You good with that? Yeah, Semi Marco saying the A with the thing makes the ooh sound like loop. And yeah, W Dig saying definitely Norway with that. Yep, good with Greece. Freezite saying, I look at it this way. Most people I know my age are locked in unhappy marriages, never saw the things they wanted to or see the things they wanted to do. I do what I want because I can. That's fair. That seems more like a relationship thing, though, rather than a financial thing. Yeah, Freezite saying, I will stop traveling till I can't physically do it. Pretty much same, yeah. And that's like, I want to get it done before it's at the point where I physically can't, and it's the very much like, all right, you've seen everything you're going to see. Welcome to the retirement home. Okay, Sleem send Ballard. Let me... Here we go. Sleems, work your magic. W Dig sends you in speed running the next ankle rehab. My physical therapist says I can bike, and he let me run. He gave me the green light to start running. Well, he gave me the green light, and then he went on vacation for 2 weeks, and then I started running and kind of gave myself too much of a green light, and may or may not have run a 10K, and now it hurts again. He wasn't happy about that. So left-hand drive, English. This is feeling Kiwi. Can't really read that. But yeah, Freezite saying PTO is key. Cat saying that's why you're my hero, Freezite. I want to travel whenever I can, physically as well. Yeah, that's why I can't let the ankle get in the way. I only have so many good years. Well, probably a lot, but... Okay, Sleem saying, yeah, Ballards, check out. This seems Kiwi, Pacific Highway, Woodburn. I just realized I don't... And New Zealand Pacific is on both sides. I was about to look at the west side, but... we should just do it. Oh, Sleems is saying stop. Okay. It seems to saying about Australia, I think, based on the Ballard. Okay. Freezite saying I'm sneaking out to Boston in a few weeks. Need to get out. Sounds like a fun time. You doing anything good in Boston other than searching out some good Poyo places? Okay, Sleem saying I think this is Australia. Semi Marco saying I think Ewan's going to have foot issues for life. We're past that point. I've accepted that. Okay, let's find more evidence. Will do. Freezite saying conspiracy theory. Ewan's learning Russia to have A hot Ukrainian refugee, come and stay with him. Have you seen how big this is? Have you seen this? Like, I don't think you get the depth of the room. Where's something? Here we go. Rubber duck. Look at this. That took a half second. It's not big enough. No one's coming to live with me. Northern Territory flag. This is Australia. Why are people agreeing with free sight? It's too... I don't fit in here. like I don't fit. Free sight saying I'm blushing. No, I'm sunburnt. Alright. Australia. It's not a queen bed, Sammy Marco. That is a full size. The guy who lived in here before me had a queen bed. And it was, fun fact, there's a stream that I did in here before it was my room. If you go look at the stream from, when would it be? End of August. It'd be around this time next year. The last stream of August. No, or first one of September for last year. I'm actually in this room. The camera is, rather than being there, it's like there. And it's a completely different setup because it's not my room. But the guy who was in here before me, queen bed, I'm like, squeezed up. Horrible setup. Horrible setup. Both my roommates are like, you've done the room so much better than he did. You know what else he did? He didn't listen to Australia. You know what he didn't have? Echo. Make lights orange.
Okay.
He didn't have that. That's not orange. Oh no, it is. You just can't see it on the Echo. Make lights green.
Okay.
Oh, it just looks really bad on the camera. That's all. Oh, it looks really bad on the camera because the GeoGuessr is reflecting off my face. Freeze Ice, I'm going to go hang out with my broke cousin and the successful one. Move upstate. More space for less money. Yes, but NYC is fun. I like NYC for now. Upstate would 100% be in the cards. I would love to. But I need the rest of things to work out. Like the rest of life. Sammy Marco saying, wouldn't he learn Ukrainian then? Fair enough point. AMU Center. Golf Bannon. Reeb. Does feel like... Yeah, I don't know. What? I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, I can get behind Denmark W dig. But Sleem saying that might as well be a mansion in NYC. No, my roommates have bigger rooms than me, but I pay the least in rent. Echo, make lights white.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah, Denmark vibes, definitely Denmark. All right, are we 100% on that? 100%. Freezelight saying he's trying to play it off. Everyone's saying busted. Freezelight knows all. The pimpage is off the chain. Guys. El Tired asking September 3rd stream. Yeah, I think that makes sense in my head, mathematically. It should be the September 3rd stream. Okay, road sign is weird for Denmark. Okay, Sammy Marco saying, let me see Denmark. I know what it looks like. This is Denmark. Yeah, Sammy Marco saying he didn't know full was a size. Okay, Sammy Marco saying find a town. Alright. We'll keep going. Freezite saying you protest too much. Okay, Cat saying this is too flat. Alright, well, let's look around. Let's look around. Freezite saying you protest too much. She must be smoking hot. Sammy Marco saying lots of pretty Ukrainian girls out there. Just go to Coney Island. I have Ukrainian ancestors, so I'm biased, of course. I don't need the hookup, guys. It's not right now. Don't need it. Yeah, okay. Sleem saying, I do think this is Denmark for the record. W Dig saying, very confident this is Denmark. I kind of want to... let's do a democracy. Denmark. Start poll. Sammy Marcos saying you wouldn't be a playa on Hinge. Christopher like saying he's tempted. No, it's I I'll just put it to bed because I'm laughing at it. Like, I got out of a relationship like 5 days ago, so we're like not looking for the Ukrainians right now. Gulf Bane just seems weird. Munkarej. Yeah, Sleem saying this is 100% Denmark. I feel like we gotta... Yeah, 9 votes. 9 votes. Let's do it. Okay. Botswana. Gotta be. Gotta be. Yes. Democracy is great. 215. We're killing it. Sammy Marcus saying Ewan's too good to use Tinder. Exactly. Or just not bothered. Freezite just wants his boy to be happy. I'm perfectly... You don't need someone else to make you happy. You don't need a Ukrainian to make you happy. Happiness comes from yourself. Wise words. If we're being poetic tonight. That wasn't really poetic. Deep. You all were deep earlier. W Dig saying relationship started as soon as the vids started going up. Very interesting. No, it ended right as the videos started going up. Yo, Sammy Marco's starting at Blacksburg Transit tomorrow, so you may have to leave early. That's exciting. If anyone's in Blacksburg, go ride the buses until you get bus driver Sammy Marco. And make sure you thank your bus driver. Ooh, Sleem saying ever Namibia. That's an interesting one. So I don't know if Namibia has coverage yet. That's the thing. I think it just looks like Botswana. Oh, it is out? Okay, great. So it might be Namibia, which is rough. Freezite saying 5 days ago trying to get back out there. Godspeed. Ukrainian hot girls for the win. Sammy's a pimp too. Donating $5. Thank you for the $5. Freezite. Hold on, I gotta go over and like the comment. There we go. Cat saying for you and happiness comes from traveling. I don't know. I don't know if it does. Who knows? You know where happiness doesn't come from? Being, like, so horrifically sunburnt right now. But Sammy Marco asking, do you thank the bus driver in NYC? You gotta thank the bus driver in NYC. The bus driver in NYC sees too much. Okay, been out for a couple months. Christopher like saying you might want to be careful. Drew may hook him up with the Belarusian hottie. Drew does not have that. If Drew had that ability, Drew would use that ability for himself. Drew does not have that ability. Okay, I think they do the same road lines as South Africa and Botswana. Awesome. WDX saying, I thought you said it started 5 days ago, not ended. No, you're good. Sammy Marco saying, I'm pale, but don't get burnt like that. Knock on wood. This isn't bad. This is okay. No, this is bad. This is frustrating. I hate this. It gets worse. There was one time in high school it actually seared off the acne that was on my chest. It's like 15 years old. I fell asleep at the beach. Seared. I couldn't like do things for several days. I feel like we've talked about this. It was like I was laying on my back, got too hot, rolled over, laid on my stomach, got absolutely seared on my back and front to the extent that laying down hurt. There we go. That's something. I'm pretty sure Ganji's in Botswana. Ganji. There it is. Boom. Any objections? Yeah, like literally seared off acne. I just like lay still for days. I couldn't wear shirts or pants. It was just like shorts, days still. It's horrible. That was my spring break sophomore year of high school, just like immobile. All right, let's do it. Awesome. Yes, Botswana. This is Austria. What are we feeling? Yeah. W Dig saying asking not Swiss. So it could be Swiss. I could see it being Swiss. This just looks like every time we get Austria, it looks like this. Does that make sense? Sleem's saying this is not Botswana. Psych. Okay, Austria. Okay, well that's Germany. Austria, Germany, Austria. Yeah. All right. Well, good catch. I'm tired. Yeah. Zoom back in on the plates. Let's do it. Sammy Marco saying I have a friend who studied abroad in Munich and he loved Austria. Love that. I will say Vienna, probably one of the most beautiful cities I've been to. It's always Linz. Just such a stunning city. That's went there on a family trip. I was like 17. And at 17 you're like angsty and rebellious and you're like, oh, I don't want a family trip. So I would just sneak out of the hotel at night and walk around. It was a blast. Yeah, W Dig saying Netherlands here, I would agree. Plates match, bike lanes. Yeah, Friesite and Austria is nicer than Germany. I would largely agree with that. Yeah, Cat saying Netherlands again, yellow plates. And Dutch. So let's do that. All good? Let's do it. Boom. Oof. Chopra Motors. So already there's more English than I would expect in Bangladesh. I'm saying this is India. Yeah, Cat saying India. Yeah, script seems to check out. And there we go. Indian flag. Yes? No? Maybe? How do we feel? I think we are good. Yep. Let's do it. Awesome. 219. Run it. And now... You know what would really help? Learning the Southeast Asian languages, specifically the difference between what is spoken in Malaysia and Indonesia. Yep, Cat saying Indonesia or Malaysia. Awesome. It's always one of the... Yeah, W Dig saying one of us should learn the difference between Indonesian and Malaysian. Cat saying please no, Tagalog is difficult. let's divide up the different languages of the world. So let's give somebody Malaysia and Indonesia. You got to learn those. Somebody else takes Thai, Cambodian, and Laotian. You're an expert on those. Someone else has to learn the South Asian scripts. There's like, okay, maybe like 5 people cover those. And that's, if he's like saying Sammy should do those. RP. Both of these use RP. Yay, yay. Iltar does speak Mandarin, but unfortunately, Mandarin's kind of an easy one to place. Why is my nose so itchy right now? I swear I go through the whole week without an itchy nose, and then I sit down on a Sunday at 8 p.m. and my nose is like, I'm gonna go insane right now. Just flips out. Yeah, Sammy Marco has declined the request to learn the languages of the Indian subcontinent. Darn, we were counting on you, Sammy. Freezite saying he hasn't been doing anything recently. He was supposed to go to the army and whatever, dude. Yeah, Freezite does already help in 4 languages. That's fair. Need a break. Sammy, you're it. W Dig's good with Baltics. So is Cats. Yeah, exactly, W Dig. I was thinking there's a lack of Indonesian flags here. I'm concerned. And Sammy Marcos saying, Army, are you crazy? I have asthma and other medical things that make me a liability. That's the thing. You join the opposing army. You weaken them. That's what Freezite meant. Yeah, W Dig sent Cats and I have Europe down. That's why does it escape me? It's the Eurovision duo taking that down. I'm still plugging away at Russian. We've got a party in my Russian class tomorrow. And there might be vodka there, because there was a couple weeks ago there was a Spanish class in the adjacent classroom. And they had margaritas, and I wasn't focusing on the group project we were doing because I kept freaking out about there being margaritas in the next room. Like, I kept talking about it, and then eventually the teacher had to be like, we will have a class party on the last day too. Stop focusing on the margaritas. Get back on track. So I think there will be vodka there. Because Spanish class is margarita, Russian vodka. If there's margaritas tomorrow, I'll be disappointed for the first time. It's the first time I'll ever be upset about seeing a margarita, but yeah. Freezite saying, let's deliver Sammy to the Russian front lines so he can spy on them. Just airdrop you into the center of Russia. Blindfold. GeoGuessr IRL! Yeah, Cat's saying that's true. W-Dig, you're much more pro for Baltics than me. Salamat Jalan. This is rough. Sammy Marco saying, Izvinicha, ja nie govoru po-rusky. Yeah, I don't know. I'm in beginner 1. I read it. I know I kind of understood it a bit ish, conceptually. Freezite saying wink wink Russian class, guys. Yeah, I feel like it is sus to be taking a Russian class, and I'm fully aware of that, and I'm super sus of my classmates. And I've been saying this to people. I'm like, I'm gonna go out for a drink with them at some point because I'm sus of them, and I want to suss them out. But I have not done that because I usually just go to the gym after Russian, and I don't feel like sacrificing that to suss them out. I can't read that. I can't read that. Cat saying I can read that, Sammy. And Cat's asking, are there girls in the Russian class? We're just we're playing GeoGuessr. Sammy Marco saying vodka party. I'm not reading that, Freezite. True, Christopher. Like, what's with the disrespect for South America this week? We've got no South America. Sammy Marco saying half the classmates are CIA. I could see. Yeah. I could see that. There's one of them that I... That's the thing. None of them would surprise me. I think we are all sus of each other. Naturally. And we talked... Indonesian flag. We did all make that kind of joke the first class. I've talked about this. There's one that I am not suspicious of, but if it came out, I'd be like, yeah, okay, that doesn't surprise me. But also, we're learning Russian. So it's like, wouldn't make sense. How can we be... Oh, no, because we're trained... Yeah, whatever. Yeah, exactly. Tired. Finally, a flag. WD saying masjid is like mosque, right? I don't know. And Freezite saying Ewan wants to get close, super close to the Russia. Yeah, super close. Ha ha ha. Alright, let's do it. Okay, for a second I thought it was going to be Malaysia and it was a red herring. Ooh. Semi Marco asking, are the classes age range all over the place or all younger? I think two of us are like... I think the range is 25 to like maybe 30 at max. Like I would say 25 to like 29. So Balkan. Oh, is it that easy? Oh, it's Turkey. Yeah, it's Turkey. Let's do it. That's not Turkey, that's Indonesia. Boom. Let's do it. Yeah. But it is funny. I mentioned how, like, a friend of mine and I both realized we had the same Russian teacher just by complete coincidence. But he mentioned it to her. He's like, oh, you know, like blah, 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 my friend's in your class. And she was like, oh, yeah, him, you know, he's new. I don't know his real name. She gave up with Ewan. It became Ivan. But I don't like Ivan because it sounds like a mispronunciation of Ewan. So the nickname for Ivan is Vanya. So that's what I prefer as my Russian name. Vanya. Karol Vej. Vej is... Danish. Yep. Another Denmark. Back in Denmark here. Cat saying I still have to figure out what to do. My day 2 in Istanbul. I feel like Istanbul... So I imagine the problem you're having is, you know, there's so much to... It's Istanbul. It's not like, oh, I'm in... I don't know, what's a random place? I'm not in Bamberg for 3 days. It's not a 3-hour layover in rural Germany. There's so much you can... And I know that feeling of like, like, what? How do I do this? Honestly, Cats, what you could try... This is how I planned Australia, and I always told myself I wouldn't use ChatGPT to plan a trip. Because it's like, you get cocky, you're like, oh, I know what I'm doing, I do this all the time, I don't need ChatGPT to tell me this is this Thai or Cambodian. It's like, yeah, I don't need ChatGPT to tell me. But I realized, and I feel like I said this a couple weeks ago, But I typed in, I like to do this on trips, and this is what I find fun. I try to stay in places like this, blah blah blah. And it was like, okay, with your preferences, this is the kind of stuff in Australia that would appeal to you. So you could try that. That's how I found the mountain that I'm going to be hiking. Okay, let's look. But, yeah, I don't know what Freezite's saying, so I'm just not going to read it. W. Dixon, new character. Ewannnawe unlocked. Oh, okay, I get it, because it's the... That's really funny. That just took me a second. Okay, Sammy Marco saying veg is pronounced vi, like high with a V. Okay, that's helpful. I'm pretty sure this is Thai. I feel like this isn't the road to be on, though. Neither is that one. But Iltihard says, good to use AI for general overview. Insert your interests. Have a good mega prompt for it tailored to my interests. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That was what I did. And then when it was given weird stuff, I was like, let's bring it back a bit. I was like, I don't want to camp the entire time. Let's not do that. Like to shower. Have some margaritas. That would be fun. Cat saying, yeah, I'll try. My issue with Istanbul is I heard some harassment on tourists, so I'll do research where I can be left alone by myself. Gotcha. Oop, Thai flag. There we go. Boom. Come on. Okay. Yeah, I feel like you'll be able to find something. And maybe even in the outskirts. Maybe you do a day trip out to somewhere else. Maybe Izmit is cool. Izmit. City in Turkey. Images. Okay, that's kind of eh. But you could do a day trip somewhere else, not Izmit. W Dig saying who's getting assigned Thai versus Laos versus Cambodian. Ooh. And Cat saying that Thai should be easy as they drive on the left side. I think Cambodia also drives on the left side though. Oh, I can't do a trip on day 2 as I fly to Bishkek in the evening. Okay, I thought you had a 3-day layover. I don't know. It's not enough time. That's the thing. It's not enough time to really do Istanbul. Like I'm having the exact same issue with Australia. It's like I'm looking around Sydney and it's what do I want to prioritize here? I want to see these cool parks, Olympic Village maybe. Do I want to go on a boat? And it's just like what do I do? I don't know. Because I'm in Sydney twice. First time I want to walk around and experience the Sydney, and I'm staying in the city. Second time I'm going to go to the beach, so I've got a place on Bondi Beach. Splash around, maybe do some surfing. Stop sign. Oh, okay, cool. And this is Portuguese. Any objections to Portugal? Okay. My flight will still be at midnight. Yeah, it's still not day trip. Unless you really want to risk it. Freezite saying you could go to Thrace and go to the wire fence between Bulgaria and Turkey. Don't do that. Enjoy your trip. Don't do that. Alright, Portugal. Yep. Debbie Dick saying Portugal send. Sammy Marco asking you going to Australia with a friend. No. Funny enough, I could not convince anyone to go to Australia on 8 weeks notice. So. But I like traveling alone, honestly. There are very few people. There are like 2 people that I can travel with who I'm not blood related to and not want to like strangle. Okay, ribbon. One of them's not an option. The other one, I called him and he was like, yeah, no, I can't do Australia in 8 weeks. Same guy from the Central Asia one that's going to come out. But yeah, I enjoy traveling alone. Because you get to kind of do whatever you want to do. And if you want to hang out with people, you just meet people at the hostel and do like, oh yeah, let's do something. And then that's kind of like social, social needs attained, but also like doing what I want to do. WD saying Bulgaria. I could see that. Ooh, that's a good suggestion for an architectural tour. But that's going to be tourist trap, like ground zero, though. Okay, WD saying Pleven is either Macedonia or Bulgaria. Well, let's keep moving then. And this should be very helpful, maybe? Or not? Okay, anyone seeing anything in here that I'm missing? Obviously these are important, but I don't know what they are. Alright, moving on. I don't know. I'm very much feeling Bulgaria here. Christopher likes saying I can't travel with others. I need to explore at my own pace. Yeah, like, don't get me wrong. It's a ton of fun to travel with others, and I'm really glad I did Central Asia with my friend. But I like the alone trips. Okay, W Dick saying I don't think Macedonia has EU content. That's a good point. They're not. That's literally Pleven right there. Any objections to that? Sammy Marco saying meeting at the hostel didn't really work for me. People invited me to go watch a soccer game 10 minutes away. They left early and I left later. Couldn't find them later, so I gave up and went back. Oh, that sucks, dude. I'm sorry. But also, I mean, okay, WX saying, yep, send. That was your first time staying in a hostel. I didn't make friends with anybody my first time staying in a hostel. You don't meet people every time. But like 80% of the time, there was one time we had like a whole group. Like we were all in the same hostel in Argentina for like a week. It got to the point there was like group lore at a point. It was just we'd all because your surroundings. It's the kind of group where you're all around each other every single day for days. It's like you all met there, and they put us in a room together because we all had the same end date, and we were just goofing off. Like there was one day one of the girls in our room came down to the common area. My friend and I were playing pool. She's like, "Did you guys come to Argentina just to play pool? Like I swear every time I'm in here, you're just playing pool." And it's like you can meet really good groups of people at the hostel. I'm slightly lost on this one. I will be honest. This is entirely foreign. I could see this being so many different places. I don't even want to start taking guesses because I have a few, but I don't even want to start because okay, sun's to the north. That helps. I'm still. No, I don't want to say anything. Cat saying I'm also shy and introverted too, so majority of the time I want to be by myself though I like going out with people if they want to go somewhere. Yeah, it's hard to break that ice, but once you do, it's like blah 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 blah. Like I ended up, it's actually really funny. So the night after, so the video you all watched, that day, I'm like sitting there, I'm like, oh no, it didn't happen, blah blah blah. I Uber to a train, take the train to Montreal, get into the city, have like a coffee, lay around, rest. Eventually I go down to the hostel bar. I start talking to this guy who's English, We meet a couple other guys, and we're like, let's go get drinks. And eventually this random Quebecois guy tries to fight our friend, and there's this whole scuffle in this bar in Montreal, and I'm just sitting there like, man, my foot hurts. And I'm like, oh, okay. Sorry, I was talking. Okay, Peru. Yeah, my bad. Alright, Peru. Should catch up here. Freezite saying, Ewan, there's a nature park right around Sydney where you can see some nice wildlife. I forget the name, but I know it has feather in it, like Featherdale, Featherstone. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. 100%. It seems like there's a lot of greenery in Sydney. Like, I really wish I had more time. This is Portuguese. Are we in Portugal or are we in Brazil? That's a European plate. We're probably in Portugal. Yeah, Freezite saying I couldn't do that. W Dick saying, no, you guys are braver than me. I would get so stressed out about solo traveling. Portuguese flag. All right. Any objections? Let's do it. Yeah, it's definitely daunting to start, and then but once you get into it, it's just like the fear disappears. It's like the first time flying in a plane, you know? It's like but then you cool out. I love this. This looks like Croatian. Please just be a web address. Cool, thank you. It's Croatia. Freezek saying too much yakking after a while it gets annoying. I need my space. Fair. Sammy Marco saying there's a group of loud Americans in Reykjavik and they were clicky and annoying. Met someone from Potomac, Maryland. I remember you saying that. Japan and Slovenia. That's fun. See, there's always interesting people. Yep. Cat saying Croatia. WD saying love some Remax Croatia content. Absolutely love it. Alright. Rolling on through. And Sammy Marco saying, man, my foot hurts. You in 2024. This is Thailand. Watch. Big brain. That was entirely vibes. Though I'm not 100% sure that this is Thai, but it looks like it. Where are the flags? They always have the flags. Let's go over to this highway sign. Ooh, Freezite saying you'll see fruit bats and white parrots at the parks. That sounds sick. Yeah, Sammy Marco saying solo travel's cool. Gotta love it. It's fun. It's fun for a certain amount of time. Then there's a point of where I'm like, let me out. I want to go home. Yeah. Freezite saying that's why I haven't stayed in a hostel in 15 years. It's noisy and smells like feet. A lot of them smell like feet. I did want to sprinkle in a couple hotels on this trip. But I was like, money. I spent so much money this year. We're gonna suck it up. Like Central Asia was pretty much all hotels. We did try booking one hostel, but it was actually in an office building, so you have to walk past. It was advertised as a hostel, and then we got there, and you have to walk through these cubicles. People are literally working; they're literally doing their job. And then you get to this room, and it's a hotel room. We did get a private room in a hostel, but it was a private room in an office. It was weird. Chiang Rai, Fido, Mysore. I should not try to pronounce these. Anyone heard Chiang Mai? Chiang Rai, great. Okay, Kat's saying this is Thailand. Are we good with that? Christopher likes saying the insects in Australia. Tired saying Japan was rough for me because it was 3 weeks of solo travel and it's hard to be. Yeah, going that long without socialization's hard. That's a lot. That's when it gets, like, not fun. But Sammy Marco saying didn't really notice any smells in Reykjavik. Lucky you. Really lucky you. Freezite saying, yes, see, told you. This is Norway, we feel? Like northern Norway? What's the plate? Could work. I realize I'm covering the plate. Good work, yes. Cat's singing Chiss. No, I'm staying at a fancy hotel since it's cheap anyway. Not sure if I can do a hostel there, if that's fair. That was another thing with, yeah, the Central Asia, is that it was, the hotels were cheap. I wonder what kind of hostels they have in Chisna. I want to go on a Chisna Hostel World deep dive right now, but that's just wildly off topic if I do that. Because now I'm just genuinely curious. But Iltired saying, I do mix things up with hostel, hotel, Airbnb, so it's not all the same. Yeah, I think it's cool. I even, like, I know people who will mix it up between hotel and Airbnb. And even that's pretty solid. Hostel outside the Moldova? I'm ignoring that. I don't know. Is that IS for Iceland? I think that is. Yep. Yeah, W Dig saying I think this could be Iceland. Okay, Iltired saying Chiang Mai is really nice. Good to know. Come on. Come on. Why is it going terrible? Come on. Cat saying W Dig, my hotel is far from Moldova, but I'm tempted to change it just to be close to Moldova. I'm so excited. Please put it, I know I already said this, please put it in the Discord when you go to Moldova. It will be too funny. But Sammy Marco saying doesn't look like Iceland. Okay, fair. Fair. Yeah, W Dig saying cats, even if you don't change the hotel, you need to visit there. I wonder if there's a Moldova hotel inside the Moldova. Alright, I'm googling it. Moldova hotel. Please don't autocorrect it. Where? So the 10 closest. Oh, I'm covering it. The 10 closest hotels to shopping Moldova. This is an article. Courtyard Chisna. Yeah, you don't need a courtyard hotel. That's expensive. Classic hotel. Alright, so you can't stay in the Moldova. That's a shame. Oh! Iltired saying hotel. I literally got so excited it hurt my throat. Iltired saying hostel amazing. Ionka has a real Transnistria tour. That's so cool. That's so cool. I have to go stay there now. I just scratched my sunburn. I might be in a lot of pain in about 10 seconds. Catching up. Yeah, Freezite saying there has to be a Sbarro and Spencer's at the Moldova. Yeah, Semi Marco saying you gotta go to Transnistria if you go to Moldova. We're gonna see not green plains because this might be Iceland. No, why is it freaking out? Iltired saying not sure if the tour is included or not from the description on Hostel World. Sorry, I caused pain and distraction. No, I love the distraction. I love when we talk about something totally off topic like Moldova and the Transnistria tour. Ow, I'm in a lot of pain now. That really hurts. I feel like I got stabbed. Ow. What? Iltired saying I did not think Iceland, but those rocks do seem lava flow-esque. Why is it? I hate this round. Why is it freaking out? Yeah, Cat's saying I don't think they include the tour. You have to pay for it separately. Yeah, stayed in hostels before. They do the tours, but you have to pay separately for them. That is one cool thing about hostels, I will say, is like the whole... Oh, you walk in and they're like, yeah, here's the best stuff to do in the city, and it's $5. And we'll take you to do it. With other travelers. And it's like, this is awesome. This is perfect. Let's look at this plate. I think this is... Does it seem weird and a little choppy for you all? Because it genuinely, like, not even an internet thing, but I think just computer not handling it anymore kind of thing. Like I was talking about earlier with potentially needing a new computer. Because this one's starting to do weird stuff, but I don't want to buy a new computer. Because I'm about to go to Australia and spend a bunch of money. Freezite saying those rocks do seem Lava Flow-esque is an amazing band name. Yeah. It might not be. It could be. I don't know. Say Marco saying it could be Iceland, but it looks very different. I mean, the thing on the truck, so, like, yes, trucks move, but Iceland, critically, is an island, so the truck's not going anywhere other than Iceland. So, like, I don't know. That's freaky. That's depressing. Christopher likes saying this is Iceland or Ireland. Well, we haven't seen English. This isn't an Icelandic sign, though, normally. Sammy Marco saying I just need to see text. How do you feel about this? Yes, no, maybe. What are those D's? And there we go. It's freaking out again. Yay. Okay, the Icelandic D. Alright, if it's the Icelandic D. How do we feel? Sammy Marco wants me to zoom in on the D's. I think we were as zoomed in as we could be. Let's go back and look. Oh yeah, Cat saying I also have an issue of arriving in Chisinau past midnight after the flight got moved, so I have to stay somewhere with 24-hour reception. Yeah, that's annoying. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oop. This is it. This is as close as I can get. Yeah, okay. Cat saying Iceland send. Freezite asking, was that the Danish line? Where did you see that? Menuet saying, my computer's jumpy and laggy, but I think I have an update waiting, which always messes with my browser. So, I had an update, and then I updated it, and it messed with the editing files. I've just deleted most of the files, and it cleared 50 gigs off my computer, and I'm waiting for another. Oh, I'm uploading 25 gigs of project files to my cloud right now. That's probably what's happening. Okay, yep. Everyone's saying Iceland. So, what is this? I just, like, I don't have anything to say. It happens. Yeah, Sammy Marcus saying, yeah, it was Sammy language. Yep, knew the vibes were off. Yeah, Cat saying, oh no. Christopher like saying that makes no sense. Sammy Marco asking, can we do time guesser with the last 10 minutes? I agree. Can you send the link to that in the Discord, please, so I can pull that up? Is Discord even... Discord might not... I had to delete Discord to make room to export the video. Yeah, Cat saying another lesson learned, I guess. W-Dig saying the Icelandic truck. Cat saying, yeah, why is the truck there? I don't know why the truck is there. Oh, computer freaking out. It was literally our 3rd ever streak. Like, the 4th stream. I was like, oh, okay, we're starting the streak. And then it lasted for 3 months. And now we cannot get to 300. We've gotten to 200 twice. We've gotten like mid ones once or twice maybe. Oh my goodness. Okay, copy link. My computer's really freaking out. I did not think about the fact that I was uploading an entire, like, iMovie library to the cloud right now. Okay. I haven't played this version, actually, so we're all learning at the same time. Except for Sammy Marco, of course. Okay, yeah. Sammy Marco saying that Sammy language does use it. Okay. Wow. Yeah, exactly, Christopher. Like, we got to 573 like it was nothing. I thought we were invincible. No, I don't need the app. I'm on a desktop. Okay, so we have to guess where this is and when it was. Okay, so there's 80 billion Moroccan flags here. Go with Marrakesh. Right? How do we feel about that? And then, oh, cool, we can zoom in. So we've got... Is he getting a tooth pulled? He's getting a tooth pulled. Very good quality, this photo. W-Dig asking, what is this pic? That's a good question, W-Dig. This seems like a really high quality photograph. Sammy Marco, do we get points being within a certain amount of years of the guess? It's like, bro, I've never walked down the street in a foreign country and been like, time to get my tooth pulled. What is the backstory here? Okay, let's just do like 2015 Marrakesh. Good with that? Let's kind of do like the center. That works, right? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Points are on years and closeness. Okay. Yeah, Christopher likes saying this freaks me out. Well, let's make our guess so we can stop looking at it. Make guess. 7 years off, 567 meters. Alright, I feel like this is a good score. This is a B. We got a B. Next round. Dewey defeats Truman. Chicago Daily Tribune. No way it's that simple, right? It's not Chicago. But Truman was one term, right? Right? Truman was one term. He would have come in... But he came in because FDR died, and I don't know when that term started. Okay, thank you, 1948. Thank you. Do you want to do 1948 Chicago? I would assume it's at some event center, but probably one that's not there anymore. So, like... Oh, let's go there. 1948. Make guess. Freezite saying probably Chicago Union Station. Ooh, St. Louis. Did not expect that. Okay, year, perfect. Good job, everyone. Alright, next round. Is that the Sydney Harbour Bridge? It's chemist. I think that's a British term. I only ever hear Brits use that. Sugar House, Susan. Cat's saying NYC. I don't think this is NYC. Yeah, NYC or Sydney. Yeah, Christopher likes saying that looks like the Sydney Bridge. I can vaguely see a wheel right here, which is oriented for left-hand drive. Yeah, Cat's saying left-hand drive, yeah. All right, let's do Sydney. It's in color, so it's... I think this is late 50s in Sydney. So... here's the bridge. It's kind of off to the side, so maybe it's like right here? How do we feel about that? Christopher likes saying Sydney 1978. Alright, well that's our Australia expert. Yeah, W Dig saying I was thinking 70s. Yeah, Freezite saying only place in New York would be Dumbo, but that bridge is different. Yeah, it's a pretty different bridge. Let's do it. 3 years off. And a little down the road. I mean, that's still the same... oh, it's not the same road. Okay, I still think pretty banger for us to look at this and be like, Sydney Harbour Bridge, you know? It's kind of solid. What was the year? 1981. Wow. Huh. Looks older, but at the same time, I don't know. Oh, great. Oh, this just looks depressing. I can't... So it's a border. This kind of looks like what I've seen of the U.S.-Mexico border. So you got people on one side. Okay, Iltired sharing the two distinct letter Ds. Okay. Well, now we know that's Sammy. Yeah, Sammy Marco saying U.S.-Mexico border. I'm happy to do that. I feel like, given the politics of the last decade, I would assume this is like 2016, 2017. I feel like 2016 is kind of like hedge bets, because this is when it's... 2015 is when it's like popular. 2016 is the election. 2017 actually might make more sense. Yeah, multiple people saying. Sammy Marcus saying El Paso or San Diego. I don't know. Where do people want to go? Anyone else? Christopher likes saying Cali border. Okay. We can drop it. Oh, Tecate, like the beer. We can drop it. I don't think they put it at Friendship Park. Yeah, Christopher likes saying El Paso doesn't seem likely. Let's just go somewhere where there is road on both sides. There seems to be... let's just do here. Make guess. Oh, bang on with the year. Oh, and slightly off with the location. 97. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, W Dig saying Tijuana, maybe just a little over. In Tecate. If only I'd used the beer meta. Alright, next round. Putalam Urban Council. Rich World. We're in Putalam. But where's that? Oh, Lanka. Sri Lanka? Is that easy? Yeah. This is Sri Lankan over here. W saying, whoa, that's impressive. That's luck. Pudalam, right here. Let's just slam it in the middle. Year. Looks kind of recent. I want to say, let's say 2016. One year off. And 264 meters away. 99 out of 100. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Alright, final score. Not bad. Not bad. We did good. Our worst one was United States. Just want to point that out. Our 2 US ones were our worst ones. Also, we lost our last, or was it even our last one, or another, the 2 back? Lost that on US Canada. Maybe we all should go outside, take a stroll around, refamiliarize ourselves with this country. Maybe stop leaving it so much. Take a stroll, say hello to some people, figure out, Chicago newspapers go to St. Louis. A lot of soul searching to do after tonight, but it's been another good one, despite the bad stuff. But it happens. As with attempting a 59-mile walk in Canada, sometimes some things don't work out. But it's the journey, not the destination. So I will leave you all with that. Next week, we do have a stream at the normal time. The week after that, we will not, as I will be declaring bankruptcy in New South Wales. And then after that, we'll be on a Tuesday. And then we get back to the normal schedule for the foreseeable future. But realistically, let's call it the foreseeable future. So,